We're joined by some concerned citizen community members. There are people here that are armed, legally, allowed by state law on this campus. We're here to make a statement that an attempt by the Board of Governors at CSU to ban our right to carry on this state facility, public funded facility, by non-elected bureaucrats is null and void, and that we will challenge it in court and we will deny its existence and refuse to live by its rules. For 9 years, Rocky Mountain gun owners worked diligently with the legislature, with the help of Sheriff Alderton, whose input was valuable in passing a state shall issue law. That shall issue law, and every person who voted for it knew that universities would be exempt from being able to deny permit holders to carry. The only prohibited areas are K through 12. We were not happy with K through 12 because we believe the same situations apply there, that a permit holder who's been properly vetted. Sheriff Alderton, how many permit holders have we now in Larimer County?
Just under 5,000.
There are 5,000 armed citizens in Larimer County. This is our town, our county, our university. We do not want unelected bureaucrats telling us we cannot carry on this public facility. To make a patchwork of laws or restrictions that a person simply passing through or whatever might be subject to some kind of illegal ban, we're here to make a statement that if they do move forward with that we will challenge it and that it will be null and void.
CSU's proposal flies directly in the face of the state statute, and that cannot go unchallenged. The other thing that the legislature did at the time is recognize that there are certain places where perhaps you want to restrict the carrying of weapons, even with a permit, such as the courthouse, such as coming into the jail. And they, again, specifically address that by saying that they could impose regulations and restrictions if the following were in place. Security personnel and electronic weapons screening devices are permanently in place at each entrance to the building. Each person entering the building is screened to determine if they are carrying any weapon, and each person carrying a weapon is required to leave it with the security personnel. Again, CSU's proposal flies directly in the face of this statute. You know, they can protect the buildings if they want to, but there are certain conditions that they have to make to ensure the safety of the public that's then going to be on campus. And I would submit that if they fail to do that and they prohibit law-abiding concealed weapon permit holders, that they assume the liability for the safety of those individuals. I took an oath of office to support the Constitution of the United States and to support the laws of the state of Colorado. Every CSU police officer took that same oath of office. It's a shame that the administrators at this university either didn't take that office or they forgot what that office meant, or that oath meant. They argue that this is necessary for safety, that this is a safety issue. Let me tell you a couple of facts, because none of the empirical data supports that. I have asked over the 11 years that I've been issuing permits to the faculty, the staff, and the students, how many issues have there been on campus with those permit holders? Not a single problem, not a single issue. Addressing the safety issue, let me tell you, I looked at what has happened on this campus over the last 3 years. I only went back 3 years as far as crime rates here, and in comparison to UNC, which has the restrictive policy, and in comparison to CU, which also has a restrictive policy. What I found is if you break it down to population, how many crimes were committed per 1,000 students, the rate of crime at CU is 5% higher than here at CSU. The rate of crime at UNC is 31.7% higher than here at CSU. So their argument that the guns are going to make this campus less safe don't hold any water. A couple of other interesting things. Assaults with firearms. Not a single one in the last 3 years here at Colorado State University. There's been 4 at CU. Arrests for weapons offenses, 5 here on campus, 11 at CU, and 5 at UNC, which is half of the student population. More important for the women that are attendees here, 7 forcible rapes on campus over the last 3 years, 16 at CU.
U.S. Supreme Court Justice Scalia wrote, The right to keep and bear arms is a pre-existing right of the people to carry arms for self-defense and, more importantly, to defend against tyranny. The United States Constitution and the laws of the state of Colorado guarantee the people's right, your right, to keep and bear arms, and no appointed Board of Governors has the authority to deny that right. If CSU persists in trying to ban firearms on this campus, a lawsuit will be filed and the court will be asked to enjoin the enforcement of any policy that tries to strip your right to protect yourself while you are on this campus. If the Board of Governors insists on a fight, we will bring it. However, I hope that the board will reconsider this illegal and unenforceable position and cease the effort to adopt this unconstitutional ban on concealed carry on this campus.